the shocking truth about how we've broken our ability to breathe. Imagine this. You're lying in bed, trying to sleep, but every few seconds, you're jolted awake by the sound of your own wheezing and gasping for air. It's not a pleasant thought, but for many of us, it's a reality, and the reason behind it might surprise you. In this gripping tale, we follow the journey of a man who embarks on a bizarre experiment to plug his nose for 10 days straight and breathe solely through his mouth. While it may sound like a strange endeavor, it's a fascinating exploration into the often overlooked world of nasal breathing and its impact on our health. As we delve into the text, we uncover a startling revelation. Humans, once equipped with expansive nasal cavities and perfectly aligned jaws, have undergone a dramatic evolutionary shift that has left us with obstructed airways and a host of breathing-related issues. The roots of our breathing woes. The story begins with a trip to the University of Pennsylvania Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology, where our protagonist encounters a treasure trove of ancient human skulls. These relics from the past hold the key to understanding our modern-day breathing struggles. Every one of the ancient skulls was identical to the Parsi sample. They all had enormous forward-facing jaws. They had expansive sinus cavities and broad mouths. And bizarrely, even though none of the ancient people ever flossed or brushed or saw a dentist, they all had straight teeth. It's a stark contrast to the modern skulls, which exhibit recessed jaws, shrunken sinuses, and crooked teeth, a condition known as malocclusion. But why did this shift occur? The price of progress. As our ancestors transitioned from a raw diet to cooked, processed foods, their jaws and facial structures began to change. The advent of cooking and mashing food meant that less chewing was required, leading to a gradual weakening and shrinking of the jaw muscles and bones. The innovation of mashing and cooking food, however, had consequences. The quickly growing brain needed space to stretch out, and it took it from the front of our faces, home to sinuses, mouths, and airways. Over time, muscles at the center of the face loosened, and bones in the jaw weakened and grew thinner. The face shortened and the mouth shrank, leaving behind a bony protuberance that replaced the squashed snout of our ancestors. The protruding nose. This smaller, vertically positioned nose was less efficient at filtering air, and it exposed us to more airborne pathogens and bacteria. The smaller sinuses and mouth also reduced space in our throats, leading to obstructed airways and a host of breathing-related issues. The modern-day consequences. Fast forward to the present day, and we see the consequences of this evolutionary shift playing out in our daily lives. Our protagonist, lying in bed with silicone plugs blocking his nostrils, experiences firsthand the struggles of mouth breathing. Every 3.3 seconds, another blast of unfiltered, unmoistened, and unheated air enters through my mouth, drying my tongue, irritating my throat, and pissing off my lungs. And I've got 175,000 more breaths to go. The results of the experiment are alarming. A 1,300% increase in snoring and a fourfold increase in sleep apnea events, all within just 24 hours of nasal obstruction. Reflecting on our breathing future. As we reach the end of this journey, we're left with a sobering realization. Our modern lifestyles and dietary habits have profoundly impacted our ability to breathe properly. But what does this mean for the future? Perhaps it's time to reevaluate our relationship with food and consider the long-term consequences of our choices. Or maybe we need to explore ways to counteract the effects of our evolutionary shift, be it through targeted exercises, breathing techniques, or even surgical interventions. One thing is certain, the way we breathe is inextricably linked to our overall health and well-being, and as we continue to unravel the mysteries of our respiratory system, we may just find the key to unlocking a healthier, more fulfilling life. So as you take your next breath, pause for a moment and ask yourself, am I truly breathing the way nature intended?